Here's Lenny. I want to be Mormon, but I want to be the kind of Mormon who says Black Lives Matter, who fights for full LGBTQ plus inclusion, including temple ceilings, who wants to see women ordained, that would be the priesthood, who reads tarot cards instead of patriarchal blessings, who prays to Heavenly Mother. Well, there are already ones that do that. I want to be the kind of Mormon who thinks a lot of our past presidents were jerks, that the Gnostics were onto something, that the Nephites were often the bad guys in the Book of Mormon, who believes Mormons don't have exclusive truth, and who holds personal revelation as the highest truth. Now, man alive. Whew. There are so many things. Every time I am sent something from up in Salt Lake City about the collapse of the Mormon Church on LGBTQ plus issues, I get it. It forces me to think through. Okay. The reason it doesn't make any sense to me is because Mormonism has a gendered God. Mormonism has a male deity. He has a physical body of flesh and bones, and he has male genitalia because he begets children with his physical wives. He has relations with them. They have the female parts and he has the male parts. So the last people, before all this started hitting, the last people I would have expected to be jumping on the LGBTQ bandwagon were the Mormons. Because especially that T is just so destructive of any reading, even of the Book of Mormon. Joseph Smith was way out there, but he wasn't that far out there. Even he never dreamed of something like that. I mean, he got the polyamory thing going. He had got the polygamy thing going. But not the you can be a man one day and a woman the next. So once I started seeing over and over Mormon Church just giving in, just collapsing on these issues and not taking meaningful, strong stands at all, it just makes you wonder why, and the why is also revealed in these two tweets. Especially the last line. Who believes Mormons don't have exclusive truth and who holds personal revelation as the highest truth. Well, that's Mormonism. That's Mormonism. Holds personal revelation as the highest truth. So here you have a woman who still at the moment cannot hold the priesthood and hence really has no spiritual authority whatsoever to be saying any of these things from the old style Mormon perspective of things anyways. Now, her personal revelation is the highest truth. More so than prophets, presidents, more so than the Book of Mormon. That kind of subjectivity has always been the key defining factor of Mormonism. Always has been. I can't remember how many hours I have spent talking with Mormons about this very issue, about this very thing. That there needed to be an objective revelation. You can't use the word truth. if you don't have an objective revelation. It's been a part of the system, and you can't argue it out. You can't redefine it out. And I think the leadership of the church is sitting up there in Salt Lake City, and they know what the next generation actually believes. They know what's coming out of BYU. They've tried to do something about it, but they've failed. And this is what the Gnostics were onto something. Well, if that doesn't tell you something. Yeah. Yeah, and the Nephites were often the bad guys in the Book of Mormon. Well, that's interesting. Past presidents were jerks. What do you want to bet? At the top of the jerk list, Bruce R. McConkie. Bruce R. McConkie. Oh, you bet. Who are you thinking? Well, okay. Yeah, I guess. Yeah, I mean, they've already thrown Brigham Young under the bus. I was thinking more modern people. Well, he wasn't a president, though. McConkie wasn't a president, but I'm sure she would include McConkie in the list. But how do you get temple ceilings for transgender individuals? These people are pushing for same-sex marriage to be blessed in the Mormon temple. What does that even look like? How can you see the old-time Mormons down in Manti putting up with this? No, I can't either. Temple ceilings. Wants to see women ordained. So the Aaronic and Melchizedek priesthoods given to women. Just think about what all this means to LDS theology. If you don't understand LDS theology, you may be going, yeah. But what is this who reads tarot cards instead of patriarchal blessings? What is that? Yes, look, I've always known that there was a spiritualistic side because of, doing all the stuff for the dead, and I could tell you some hair-raising stories from years of ministering to Mormons on that particular subject. But wow. And there are few likes and repostings of these statements. Is everybody overplaying their hands? Is there going to be a pushback? I don't know. But all I know is that kind of stuff scares the old men who run the Mormon church to death. Scares them to death. Or if it doesn't scare them to death, it scares the younger people who hope to become the old men that run the Mormon church. It scares them to death because they're going to wonder what they're going to have left once they are finally in charge.
What surprises me is what would Ezra Taft Benson have done with these people? Can you imagine the list of excommunications that he would have issued?
He may
Spencer
be the
W.
last
Kimball?
President that had a backbone.
Yeah.
Because you really haven't had anybody since him.
No, you haven't.
It's true. Yeah, Mormonism is changing. I've said for a long, long time, I don't know what it's going to end up looking like. I don't think anybody does. But it's not going to look much like it does today. And there's going to be a lot of power struggles because they've got a lot of money. A lot of money that's under the control of that group.